stories happening now. Let's get the latest information for you as firefighters in the city of Ekurhuleni contain yet another blaze that broke out at Tembisa Hospital. The fire at the hospital's main outpatient department now comes only days after the accident and emergency unit caught alight on Saturday. Let's check in with the health department spokesperson here in Gauteng, Motalatale Modiba. Good morning and welcome to the program. What do we know happened here?
What we know, Iman, and good morning to you, is that we had a fire at the outpatient department, which is adjacent to the accident and emergency unit, which was on fire over the weekend. The city of Ekurhuleni fire department or fire brigade were on site. They managed to contain the fire at the OPD section. So currently they have done that, and they are doing the post-fire operations just to then check further in that particular area if there's nothing smoldering or anything like that. But they have contained the fire in the OPD. This is the outpatient department where patients that come to the facility who are not necessarily staying in any of the wards, but they just come to receive services and then they go back. They use that particular area. So currently as we're speaking, the team is meeting to rearrange. You recall that yesterday we communicated on contingency measures in terms of the rearrangement of some of the services within to still accommodate people on site. Now, the OPD was one of those areas that was also being utilized. So the team is currently meeting now. They're just making quick rearrangements so that we can update the public on how they would then be assisting services. I must emphasize that this is not affecting patients that are at the wards. At the moment, they are not affected. They still continue to receive services, but it will have an impact on those that are coming from outside, coming to receive services.
All right, we'll return to that in just a moment. But aren't you concerned? I mean, this is happening now just a few days after the other one. In an earlier conversation between us, you did say that emergency or, the trauma center was separate from any of the other areas of operation of the hospital. And there had been renovations underway there, which might be one of the causation factors. But now we have a second fire in a matter of days. How concerned are you?
We are extremely concerned, obviously, that we're having these fires happening. At this point in time, obviously, we're not able to speculate as to what could be the reason. And hence, various teams have been brought on board, law enforcement agencies, forensic experts, and others, to actually look into this and be able to look at various possibilities and scenarios so that we can get to the bottom of this. We obviously want them to do the work as speedily as possible, but at the same time, we have to also give them that space to be able to do that particular work. But definitely, we are concerned because remember that health facilities are strategic national points in the sense that they render a very, very critical service to communities. So when there's this kind of incidents, it is concerning for us, and we hope that those that are tasked with investigating these issues would then move with speed to help us to get to the bottom of this, because yes, it is definitely concerning.
Yeah, because let us not forget, I mean, if it was any other hospital, one incident, fine, one could, again, attribute it to some of the, as you say, there could be reasonable reasons here. There was a renovation probably ongoing, something went wrong there. It's the second fire in just a few days. And this is the hospital where Babita Deokaran had blown the whistle on massive corruption, and she was killed, in fact, for raising the red flag on this particular hospital. So, we don't take the same lens as we would with any other hospital. This is Tembisa Hospital.
Yeah, I think, Iman, maybe I need to just emphasize the issue around the renovations. We're not saying that because there were renovations, then hence there's a fire. We were mentioning that the facility had undergone, especially that accident emergency, had undergone renovations in 2023. So that was in response to people that were making allegations that that area is dilapidated, it's worn out. That's why there would have been a fire. We said we don't know what the cause of the fire is, but what we do know is that in 2023, we renovated that particular area. And also in terms of compliance, from a occupational health and safety point of view, we did confirm that there are certificates that are available that shows that the maintenance record are properly kept and they are updated in terms of the fighting equipment, in terms of the extinguishers, in terms of the fire detection. So all of those things are in place. Hence, at this point, we have to wait for that investigation. I agree with you that given that the facility has been in the spotlight, you would obviously pay a particular attention to it when there are this kind of incidents that are happening there. But you'd recall that we had an incident at Charlotte McLagan there, which has not been subject to any of the issues that we had mentioned previously. So with incidents of this nature, of course, you don't want to leave any stone unturned. You would want those that are investigating to do a thorough job so that it assists us to get to the bottom of this. And if there's people that must be held accountable, that must happen at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I think at this point in time, for us, the concern remains prioritizing patient safety, prioritizing the safety of our own employees and the public in general, in terms of just ensuring that we contain the situation and we're able to continue rendering services. And I need to maybe take this moment, Iman, to also plead with the public that we understand that there would be anxiety when incidents of this nature happen. And some maybe might be coming to the facility today to receive services and they realize that it's a bit of, the arrangement is not as we communicated previously. We are making adjustment to the plans that we had communicated even yesterday, because this area that is affected now requires us to just tweak those particular plans to be able to accommodate them. We have deployed our porters as well at the gate to be able to just give the public information who are coming on site to say, and we are saying, if you've got a condition that can be managed at the clinic, rather go to the nearest clinic. We've got community health centers. We've got clinics that are around the Tembisa Hospital. So we're making that clear, because then that will also alleviate the pressure at Tembisa Hospital and allow us to deal with the current situation, while at the same time not denying people the right or the access to healthcare that they need. So if you can be able to go to a clinic next to you or a community health center, go to that. But if there's no other option and you are coming to Tembisa, we will still make provision for you.
Motalatale Modiba, just talking to us about this second fire that's now broken out at Tembisa Hospital and how it will affect service delivery